Good morning to you all. Welcome back to the Namaste experience. Now, we say that every day, the Namaste. We're going to dive into what that really means today. When we talk about an experience, especially one that is beyond our intellectual understanding, or a feeling of peace that is beyond anything that we can consider intellectually, what St. Paul called the peace that surpasses understanding. This is an experience that we can't we can't figure out. We just surrender and allow it to figure us out. So we're going to talk about today and experience, I think, the key to that, the way to enter into that and out of the ego's frame of reciprocity. You see, reciprocity and exchange is how the perceptual mind or the ego maintains its thought system. I give this to you, so you should give that to me. Cause and effect. And ultimately, reciprocity is death itself. Ultimately, it leads to the same place. I am a body, and this body at some point has to begin to grow old and die. And we do find ourselves working through a body, but it's no different than driving a car, or I guess maybe pushing a shopping cart. It's a tool that we can use in that moment. But the realization that I am the whole, that the whole is the universe is moving through me, comes when we drop the need for reciprocity or exchange and enter into an experience of pure gratitude. Now, here at this village, we call it Namaste, because the experience of Namaste is to offer a blessing of gratitude. The light, the God, the Christ in me honors the God within you. And I'm grateful for that. And in ancient times, this was seen as an ancient technology to add gratitude. It's not just walking up to someone and saying the words Namaste. That won't have much effect. There's that extra key of when you do walk up to someone and say to Bethel, Namaste, to feel gratitude, to stir the feeling of gratitude for that one. Because I am literally, not metaphorically, I am literally bowing before the beloved. And isn't that something that we should feel supreme gratitude that in this moment, this is the beloved, however it shows up, whatever form. And that gratitude opens the door into the experience of Namaste. This is why we say every morning, welcome to the Namaste experience. But that gratitude piece is so important. So what I want to share to get going with this is something I created yesterday. I was inspired by the video that I did over the weekend where I took the image of Jesus that is on the Shroud of Turin and brought it to life and made the song and the video that we experienced a couple of days ago. Well, I decided to do one more, but one that is much more in alignment with what we're doing here at our Namaste Village experience. In fact, this is almost kind of an advertisement for Namaste. So those of you in the back, you may very well need to come much, much closer because you're going to need to be able to read what's on the screen. So if you cannot read it, I would just suggest coming on up. So let me put this up on the screen and enjoy. All right.
The God wonders that God in you. Namaste.
Thank you. That makes me feel good. Not the clapping, but just the image of Jesus in that pose, that position, and bowing before every person. Pontius Pilate, a Roman soldier, the people that in that culture would have been the most frightening or as beautiful as a child, teaching them to honor that blessing and at the same time to feel gratitude. Once again, it's not just the motion or the word. Without the feeling of deep gratitude for the light, the God, the divinity within that person, and feeling that, not just thinking about it intellectually. In fact, let's just do that together. Turn to someone right now and just offer them namaste and feel gratitude. The light of the world is in front of me right now, and I am so grateful. If you're on Zoom or YouTube, you could just do it to whoever's in front of you on the screen or whoever's in your mind. But this is the key. It's not the words, it's not the motion, it's the feeling. And most important, it's the feeling of gratitude itself. So I want to offer one more thing before I turn it over to our dear Penny and our dear Queen Victoria. I love calling her that. And that's a parable that I wrote about this, using our wonderful character, the mother, the great Hindu mystic that we've had so many parables with. So here we go. High in the snow-veiled peaks of the Himalayas, there lived the mother, a mystic so still that even the wind seemed to pause before her hut. Pilgrims traveled great distances to sit at her feet, hoping to receive the secret of enlightenment. One day, a wealthy merchant arrived, wrapped in silks and burdened with jewels. Falling before her, he said, "Mother, I have given alms to the poor, built temples, and prayed to every god I know. Yet peace escapes me. Teach me gratitude that I may know God." The mother smiled and said nothing. For 3 days, she served him simple rice and lentils, bowing each time as if feeding a king. On the fourth day, as dawn broke over the mountains, she handed him a cracked clay bowl filled with water. "Drink," she said. He obeyed. "Now tell me," she whispered, "how does it taste?" "It tastes of life itself," he replied. The mother's eyes shone like embers in the dark. "Gratitude," she said, "is not saying thank you when life brings you gold. It is drinking from a cracked bowl and tasting heaven. It's kneeling before the ordinary until it reveals the face of the divine. When you give thanks not for what life gives you, but through what it gives you, joy and sorrow alike, then the giver and the gift will no longer seem apart." The merchant set down the bowl, and for the first time, tears of peace filled his eyes. The wind moved again, carrying her final words through the valley. Gratitude is the breath of God, exhaled through a human heart that is that has finally remembered it was never empty. One more time. Gratitude is the breath of God, exhaled through the human heart that has finally remembered that it was never empty. I love that idea of gratitude being the breath of God, that we breathe out to one another and that we inhale from the other. Now, if there is any exchange or any level of reciprocity that is true, it's that. Not the human design of I give you, therefore you should give me. This is death. But namaste is giving and receiving that which is real and whole and now. Only love, only God, only now. I am seeing the divine in you, and I'm grateful for that. There's no greater gift than to perceive such holiness in everyone. And as we heard from this ancient technology, from these ancient people that Jesus may have visited in India during those lost years, it is the key that unlocks the actual namaste experience. So we're going to continue to talk about the namaste experience every day in one way or another, because that's what we're here for. We're not here to learn. We're not here to learn anything. It's already within you. We're here to unlock that which is already within you. You're not here to get more information. You don't need any more information. What each one of us needs is to continue to practice this, to enliven this, to welcome this energy so that it burns like a fire within us. Sound good? All right. So we'll turn first to our dear Vicky, and I know she has a lot to say about gratitude. So Vicky, go ahead and take it from here.
Thank you, Brother Jimmy. Thanks, everybody. Well, I do have a lot to say because there's that line, we're releasing the inner splendor when we look upon each other, when we look upon everything and recognize only divinity, only God, only what we already are in it. And what I want to say about living in gratitude, it's impossible to be in gratitude without totally giving and not needing anything back. Because when we give, whether we give of our holy vision or we give $1 in our hand or a cupcake or whatever we have, the giving of it is so bountiful that it opens us and it's like whoosh, it breaks the image of the veil, it splits the veil, it splinters it so it just opens up, and we're left with the fulfillment of what we gave, because what we gave wasn't the thing in our hand, it was the divinity, the love that we already are. And it's one of those examples, namaste experience. What we give, we must receive in greater measure. So, and I'm a great one to be in the marketplace. I'm a good ad to go be in the marketplace, and you're always in community because there is only Christ. But the greatest gratitude and joy, and I walk around for years. I've been trained in this through the restaurants and the kids and everything. See Christ in everyone, no matter what. And it's true. And I always feel I'm already in community because there is only the family of God wherever. And it doesn't matter. They don't know it. I just have to know it. But this is what I want to say. At Namaste Village, when we have a gathering of any kind, like we did the 50-day, a bunch of us come together to come into the experience of recognizing our divinity with a brother or a sister whose life is also devoted to recognizing that inner splendor of divinity isn't just gratitude. I'm telling you, it's ecstasy. It's a joy that has no opposite. No matter what comes down the pike, it's like you see right through it. It's nothing. It's nothing because this is everything. That's an experience. That's a direct experience. When Jimmy and I see each other, whether it was in Wisconsin or at Namaste, Elaine and Amrit and all you guys, when we get to see each other, woohoo! It's like all the sparks go off. You don't have to talk. You don't have to say anything. It's just like the Christ energy excites, it activates one another into finer experiences of this inner splendor. I don't even have a word to say for it, but there are so many avenues into it. And the greatest avenue, simplest one for all of us, give without looking for anything back. Don't look for acknowledgement. Don't look for anything. The other day, Teddy, my son, asked me, Mom, will you make some baklava for my work? Oh, I couldn't wait to make it. Teddy never asked me for that. He thinks, it's just ordinary. So I make him this tray. I'm so excited. And he brings it to work. And for the first time, now Teddy's 35 years old, he calls me up about baklava. I said, really? I'll say, Teddy, I made some. You want some? No, Mom, I don't want any. He called me up so excited because he said, Mom, you're not going to believe this. Everybody loved it. And the Egyptians said it was the best they ever had. And it's because they can feel your love. And I said, oh my gosh, that's the only ingredient there is in it. But of course, it made my day. But that's really what happens. He's not discounted it, but he's never, he's taken it for granted all these years. And it was the first time he said, oh, I guess it is pretty good. So it did make my day. But what we give is the love. And when another brother recognizes that, it's an exaltation. That's why we can live in a world of rejoicing. Don't worry about the images that come. Stay in the recognition of divinity. Give wholly of what you have. The truth is, just what you said, James, if we give with the condition of expectation, that is what death is. Not only will we lose, but that's what we will really hide ourselves denser. It will be denser. When we give with no need for anything back, everything comes from within. So I'm the grandmother to my son's dog today too. I'm sorry if you hear him barking.
I was going to say we're enjoying watching this
Yeah.
play behind you of the little dog trying to play with the cat, and the cat saying, I don't want to have anything to do with you. Namaste. But that's not what we're going to do. We're going to say, yes, I will play with you anytime you want. And this great play of gratitude for one another. This is what is going to make a community like this come to life. The gratitude that we feel for the opportunity every moment to bless one another, to see the light, the Christ, the divine, however you want to put that. So really focus on this today. Think about this. Don't let this just be something we talk about from 9 to 9:30. Take some time today just to walk around. And even if you don't necessarily have to bow and give the sign, just feel it in your heart. Give it away. Be the source. You ready? Come on up, Penny.
Mm. Mm. I bow to the divine, and there is only the divine. There is only love. I bow to the divine, even when it doesn't say what I want to hear, even when it doesn't represent what I think it should, even when it's not something that is easy for me to bow to. Breathe in I bow to the divine. There is only the divine. I have a funny little Byron Katie story about the word namaste. Byron Katie was going through a transformation, and it was a big transformation in her life. And she was a real estate agent, and she was coming back into life and getting back into her job and starting to put things together and doing, of course, her practice called the work. And there was a gentleman that was coming to her house. They were doing some business. And every time he would leave, he would bow and he would say, Namaste. And she'd close the door and he'd walk away and she'd think, why does he keep saying no mistake? Is that perfect?
Yeah.
No mistake.
Yeah.
No mistake. No mistake. It's all divine. And we are one with that. So I was looking in here today, and this is what popped up in Stillness Speaks with Eckhart Tolle. Whenever you meet anyone, no matter who, no matter how briefly, do you acknowledge their being by giving them your full attention? Or are you reducing them to a means to an end, a function, or a role? This is a transaction. I expect you to give. I'm going to give you this. You're going to give me that. What is the quality of your relationship with the cashier at the supermarket, the parking attendant, the repairman, the gentleman selling his wares on the corner here in Ahiheek? 10 seconds. Ten seconds. I invite you into that today. No mistake. Namaste. We are the divinity. We all are the divinity. And it's easy when it's easy. And it's not when it's not. And this is where we are invited into the grand example of the great teachers, like that of Jesus, like that of Buddha, like that of each of you. No mistake. No mistake.
Yes, there are no mistakes in grace. Wow, that's good news, isn't it? To know that and to know that we only have one job, and that's just to love one another, to bless one another, to feel gratitude for the opportunity to do so. So let gratitude fill your heart today. It's the only thing you need. The rest will come on its own. So we're not going to close with a chant today. In fact, tomorrow and Friday, I am not going to be here, but Penny and Vicky will lead things, and I've asked, what's your name?
My name is Juniper Joseph.
Juniper Joseph. Oh, okay. Otherwise known as Scott, to do a chant tomorrow to lead us in. But today we'll just close with the willingness to be willing to put this into practice today. Don't let it just be a fun little video that I made or a beautiful lesson that we shared. Put it into practice. And so I say to each one of you, namaste and namasko. And to that we say, Amen, Amen, Amen y punto. We love you all. Have a beautiful day.